Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've hit the bottom of the hour plus 1 minute. My name is Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with Beach International. I currently hold the rank of triple diamond in our company's compensation plan, and it's my privilege to welcome you to this evening's executive overview of the Beach International income opportunity. What we're going to do this evening, folks, is we're going to share information on the 3 essential ingredients that one would look for when developing a part-time home-based business in our industry. We're going to give you an opportunity to hear from a couple of folks in different parts of North America, a couple that have been with us, anywhere from literally a couple of months to a couple of years, and what they've done to develop, in some cases, extraordinary supplemental income from a home-based business. This information is really geared for those of you that are first-time guests with us, perhaps a friend or maybe a family member or coworker has been sharing with you about Beach International, what's happening with our company. Perhaps you've had a chance to use some of our products, and so very much a special welcome to those of you that are invited guests. And this evening, just so we make sure everybody is on the same page, our focus is really not going to be so much our products. There's certainly a lot of information available to those of you that are guests who learn more about our products. We host a special call that's entirely product focused on Wednesday evening. Maybe a number of you were on that call and then have come over after hearing information of our products, have come to this call this evening to hear about the income opportunity. We will make sure that all of the information that you're looking for will be made available to you. Now, tonight we want to talk about the 3 critical ingredients that one looks for when aligning themselves with a company in the direct marketing, or if you will, the network marketing industry. And I share these 3 ingredients from my own personal experience. I had the opportunity many years ago to leave my career as a cross-country truck driver and get involved in this industry. And these are the things that I've found over the years that really can make the difference in terms of creating a successful venture for somebody starting their own first home-based business. The 3 ingredients you look for is, number 1, experienced corporate leadership. You want to align yourself with a company that is run by people that truly know what to do to build a true long-term leveraged residual income. Secondly, of course, is the product. And we're going to talk a little bit about the kinds of products that lend themselves well to a successful home-based business in our industry. Finally, we're going to talk about timing. That 3rd ingredient certainly is critical, well, I suppose, in every aspect of our life, but certainly timing is a major issue in aligning yourself with a company in our industry. Now, that first issue, experienced corporate leadership. The president founder of Beach International is a gentleman by the name of Ken Brailsford. Now, you may not recognize Ken's name, although you'll probably recognize a couple of the companies he's developed over the last several years. That was really the first thing that got my attention about Beach, because I didn't personally know Ken Brailsford 5 years ago when I joined the company. I knew of Ken Brailsford. Ken is an icon in both the nutritional and direct marketing industry. Ken and his siblings were the founders of a company by the name of Nature's Sunshine almost 40 years ago. And many of you will recognize that company name. Nature's Sunshine has grown from a small startup company in the 70s to today being one of the top companies in this industry. It's a billion-dollar company, continuously in business for decades now. Ken Brailsford went on in the 80s to become the founder of Enrich International, another one of the long-term legacy companies within our industry, now in business under the name of Unicity, over 30 years in business. And when I heard that Ken Brailsford had come out of retirement to start his 3rd company, frankly, it was pretty obvious to me that we had something that was going to become a company of major significance, major impact in our industry. And you need to understand that in the industry of network marketing, we're well over 60 years as an industry now. There have been literally thousands, probably tens of thousands of companies that have come and gone. And yet only about 2 dozen companies have stood the test of time. They're what we longer. They're still in business today. They've done $1 billion in sales and continue to thrive. And of those 24 legacy companies, Ken Brailsford is the only man that has built 2 of the 24 significant companies in our industry. And so what Ken has done over the last few years as he's just been in business is he has surrounded himself with some of the finest, sharpest corporate minds in our industry. Our corporate team, headed by Ken Brailsford, incorporates folks that have well over 100 years of combined experience at the highest levels of some of the most successful companies in our industry. And I make the experience of the corporate team the first issue to look at. I've had a lot of people say, well Fred, wouldn't the product be the primary issue? And you would think it should be. However, the fact of the matter is I've seen a number of companies come and go over the years that had good products, and in a few cases, they had really good products, and they're no longer in business. See, a product in and of itself is not sufficient to create a true long-term opportunity. Everything lives and dies on the experience of the corporate team. Now, that second issue, product, let's talk about that, because there are certain kinds of products that lend themselves well to our industry. First and foremost, you look for a product that is unique, something that is first to market. That has always been the beginning of a significant long-term company. Secondly, look for products that are highly consumable, preferably something that is used on a daily basis, because that's what creates the ongoing, consumer purchases. This is, why in the 2 companies that have become legacy companies in our industry, the majority of them have been based on nutritional products, because it's a perfect kind of product, something that somebody's going to consume on a daily basis, reorder on a monthly basis. But most importantly, the product really has to work. It has to make a significant difference in people's lives. It has to be sufficient to make that person want to continue to use the product, regardless of whether or not they happen to be involved in the income side of the opportunity. And with Beach International, we launched our company a short 6.5 years ago with our original product, which was our Moringa oleifera drink. Now, all of our products are based on the Moringa oleifera tree. Many of you will not be familiar with that. That's not, uncommon. What launched the company actually a few years before the start date of Bija was an hour-long documentary that aired on the Discovery Channel. This documentary was introducing us to a botanical, a tree, if you will, by the name of Moringa oleifera. What we learned was this was one of the most nutrient-rich botanicals that had ever been studied by mankind. They were sharing with us a small quantity of the powdered leaf of the tree was actually being used in some of the most isolated, poverty-stricken, drought-stricken areas of the world to eliminate, reverse childhood starvation in as little as 2 weeks. Completely unheard of. And what was amazing is this was doing this not only much more quickly, efficaciously, but also less expensively than some of the finest, medications and nutritional supplements known to the Western world. Since the original airing of that documentary, we have been, frankly, we have been overwhelmed with incredible third-party validation of the nutritional power of this tree. Today, there's over 200 worldwide humanitarian organizations that endorse the use of Moringa oleifera because of its nutritional power. Countless numbers of universities and medical schools touting the results people are getting using this botanical. A number of governmental agencies, including the National Institutes of Health, the NIH, have reported phenomenal results with this product. As a matter of fact, the NIH in 2008, in their April newsletter, they reported that the Moringa oleifera tree was their botanical of the year, the most nutrient-rich botanical they'd ever studied, and that's over 5,000 botanicals they've studied. They even went on so far as to say that the moringa tree had been used in traditional medicines for hundreds, probably thousands of years to treat or cure over 300 diseases and ailments. fortunate. There's probably very few people in the world that would have recognized the power of this and been able to do something about it. But a few years ago, Ken Brailsford, the founder of Zeke International, received in the mail a videotaped copy of the Discovery Channel documentary on the miracle tree. When he saw that documentary, he recognized that he could do more good for mankind with a single botanical than he has done with the perhaps hundreds of other products from his previous two companies, and that was his motivation to come out of retirement to bring this product to market. And frankly, we were very fortunate. Ken not only had the ability to see what the potential of this botanical, he had also the financial resources to bring it to market, as well as the credibility within the scientific community to attract some of the top minds in the scientific community for the development and formulation of our products. And today, Zeke International, in just a short few years, is recognized as the moringa company. We are the world's largest harvester and importer of the moringa oleifera tree. And we launched our company a short 6.5 years ago with our original moringa tree drink. This was a easy-to-consume, great-tasting beverage so that the average person in the Western world could, on a daily basis, incorporate the nutrition of the moringa oleifera tree. Since that time, in the last 6 years, we've expanded into 3 separate product divisions. We have our liquid nutritionals, of course, with our original moringa tree drink. We have our newer sports energy drink, an opportunity to have nutrition and all natural ingredients in a energy format. You know, if you will, it's a healthy alternative to the power drinks and the tools that are out there on the marketplace. We've expanded into a line of personal care products. We have today a salon-quality product designed to provide the moringa oleifera tree nutrients to the outside of our body. While that is a small component of our business today, I will tell you that, in my opinion, that is the sleeping giant of Zeke International. Our personal care product line alone can become a $1 billion a year component to Zeke International sales. And we know that because of companies like Mary Kay Cosmetics, Jafra, Arbonne, and so on. But more recently, we introduced our third product division, which has become the genesis of the huge growth that Zeke is undergoing, which is our weight management system. Now, it's not a pill, it's not a drug. It is a weight management system, components that provide, first, nutrition in the form of our moringa drink. Secondly, other natural ingredients to help the body improve its metabolism, reduce our, cravings for the foods that aren't good for us, to help improve how our body metabolizes our food. And the third component is our premium tea, which is a natural body detoxifier that goes hand in hand with the weight management system. And the reason I say weight management as opposed to weight loss is we've had certainly people that have lost unbelievable amount of excess weight on this product. People have been able to lose 10, 20, 50 pounds. To date, we have now people that have lost over 200 pounds on our weight management systems. And what's phenomenal is that they've been able to do this without dieting, without, exercise, without drugs, without surgery. And when you have products that meet so many needs, this is what creates the opportunity. And before I go into that third issue of timing, what I want to do is I want to go into the field. I've asked a couple of our team members to join us on the call this evening so you can hear directly from people in the field and what they're doing to create, in some cases, truly unbelievable, if you will, life-changing income, starting part-time from a home-based business. I'm going to go up to Calgary, Alberta, Canada. We have Dee Dee Ribbit with us on the line. Dee Dee is one of our newest distributors. I believe literally, Dee Dee, I think you said you've been with us about 60 days, and you're doing an amazing job in building a Zeke business yourself. Why don't you join us on the line? Just tell us a little bit about your background, why you made the decision to get involved with Zeke, and what you've been doing to get off to such a fast start.
Well, thank you. I'd like to thank you, Fred, for inviting me on this call.
And Dee Dee, speak up just a bit for us, okay?
Okay. Sorry about that. I'd like to thank you again, Fred, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 2 teen daughters that are nearly 13 and 19 years of age. I've been raising them as well as doing a full-time career of running a full-time daycare center as a way of supplementing the family income and raising the girls from home without having them be put into child care myself. I've also been involved in network marketing and direct selling for about another 20 years as a way to add more income to the family home. And in that time, about 3-4 years ago, I had the opportunity to meet Miss Candace Gish. Her and I had met at an event. I had tried the product, and we've kept in touch ever since. Within this time that Candace and I had spoken, it was back in early May, Candace had again talked to me regarding her opportunity. I told Candace, I said, I will talk to you, we will think about it, but, I've really got my head up in a lot of other opportunities. So about, I'd say 60 days ago, Candace and I got on the phone again. Candace had told me about her major success that Zija has brought into her family life with running a full-time family, children under the age of 10, living in small-town rural Alberta, and now earning a 6-figure income. And from meeting Candace throughout the years and talking to her, I know truly about her integrity and what Zija has brought to her, and I knew it was exactly what I needed. And I had told Candace, okay, what do I have to do to become part of the Zija family now? This is where I want to be. So in that time, 60 days ago, I joined. In my first 48 hours, I had reached over 1,000. In less than 2 weeks, I had recouped my initial product purchase cost, and I'm now sitting at silver pin rank, and I'm working towards team bends and qualification for gold leadership, and my aim is for diamond for conference. So within this time, I'd like to thank Candace for introducing me to Zija, and I'd like to thank you again for allowing me to share my story, and back to you, Fred.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dee Dee, and appreciate you taking time from your schedule to share your story. And ladies and gentlemen, Dee Dee brought up a number of things that I want to share with you, and we'll speak about that final ingredient, timing. See, when I started with Zija International, we were an incredibly small company. There was very little going on with the company. We had only a single product. Well, over the last few years, we've continued to expand. We've created an infrastructure where we literally control every element of our business, entirely vertically integrated, from the ground up where we grow the moringa trees on our plantation. We do our own harvesting. We now own our own, FDA-certified manufacturing facilities. Everything is in place to create the next billion-dollar company in this industry, yet we've just recently hit a magic point in time. Timing in our industry is everything. There's certainly a number of good companies that have been out there for a long time, but the chances of being able to be involved at the beginning of the major growth curve, well, those have already come and gone. Other companies, brand new startup companies, well, you already know the statistics. The chances of a company being able to get to a point in time where it's going to be one of the long-term companies, there's only been a couple of handfuls in the last 60 years. In the industry, professionals look for a company that has hit its first $1 to $200 million year. When you find a company that's in that part of their growth curve, what you have is the best of both worlds. A company that is stable enough, they've been around long enough to have a good infrastructure, be able to support growth, but yet you're still being able to get in before the masses. We have just hit that magic point in time. We just completed our first $100 million year. Probably a more important statement I can make about timing. We are poised over the next 12 months to do more sales volume than Zija International has done in the first 6 years combined. That is the perfect timing. And what that allows for is the ability for the company to invest back into the distributor base of the field, if you will, to provide resources for us. One of the things that Dee Dee mentioned within her first couple of days, by simply sharing our product with a couple of people, she qualified for a program we call Team 250. And what it really means is that by simply doing what we do, we share our product with people, she was able to qualify to receive her own personal products for free, therefore creating a zero overhead business, because that's really the only overhead we have is our personal product supply. She mentioned another program, our Team Benz program. It's a luxury automobile program where our distributors can qualify to receive a free Mercedes-Benz. The company will pick up your payments. Now, that's not really unusual in our industry. Companies have luxury automobile programs. However, they've always been geared towards, people like me, people at the highest levels of income. And I remember being a new distributor and thinking, why is it the top income earners get the free automobiles? They can afford to get whatever they want. Well, we listened to that, and the company has invested back into the field in a program to help us in the development of, in this case, distributors, people who are looking for some of the nicer things in life. We've brought this program down into our gold level, which is a part-time level with us, and to date we have literally over, I believe it's now approaching 300 distributors, many of them part-time, that are driving luxury Mercedes automobiles provided for by the company. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go over to Ohio. We have Michael Panko with us. Michael's achieved the platinum level in our compensation plan. This is one of our leadership levels. He's done this on a part-time basis and truly has grasped the concept of a simple, duplicatable system, and has actually developed a number of successful distributors in his personal organization, some of them now driving Mercedes. Michael, why don't you join us on the call? Just tell us a little bit about your background, what you did to get off to a fast start, and what's been happening in your business as of late.
Well, thank you so much for having me on this call. It's my honor and privilege to be here. And, when we were introduced to Zija by Pat Anderson, my wife Natalie and I, we saw an opportunity to really create something that we had never before imagined. For myself, as the marketing director for a global manufacturer of aluminum products, and my wife Natalie as a pharmacist, we wanted something that would allow us to leverage our time and resources and to really generate residual financial security. So what we did, we took the advice of our sponsor, and right away we got started with the Builder 2 system. We wanted enough product for our own personal consumption, but we also wanted product that we could share with others. So we used a simple, duplicatable system that has been discussed, and we were taught, and within the first 30 days, we were able to recoup our initial product purchase, and we went right into profit mode. And Fred, from the excellent health benefits that I've seen with my digestive disorders, and my wife Natalie being able to cut off 25 minutes from half marathon time, we've literally begun to see our dreams unfold. Just within the past bit, we moved out to a ranch with 35 acres now, and we absolutely love having the horses on the property with us, the four-wheelers, the whole 9 yards. And within the last year, I myself picked up my new car, and Fred, I'm driving this beautiful steel gray Mercedes with the tinted windows. Absolutely love it. That I qualified for with the company's luxury car program, and Zija is picking up those payments. But what I am most excited about is sharing this fantastic opportunity with everyone that I know and with everyone that I meet. You never know who is going to be looking for an opportunity that Zija can provide. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass the call back to you, and thanks for having me, Fred.
Michael, thank you, and congratulations, not just on you and Natalie's success, but the leadership you've been bringing to your team, because several of our companies, up-and-coming stars, are coming up because they're part of the organization you're building. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that Michael talked about is how he started, how he positioned himself to be able to make maximum income in minimum time as he joined the business. The only requirement to be an independent distributor with Zija International is a $39 application fee. And that gives you the privilege of ordering your own personal products at wholesale. You have the ability to develop your own customer base, and more importantly, your own distribution organization, your own distributor base. Now, we have a tried and proven system, and you've heard actually Dee Dee and Michael refer to that. The the most effective way, both in terms of introducing potential customers as well as potential distributors, is through our sampling process, letting people get a chance to try the product. And so most of our distributors will choose to get started in their Zika business by purchasing some of the products, again for your personal use, but more as a focus to build your business. We have three basic entry points to our distributor business. We have a personal system that provides you with several of our products, so you can actually experience several of our different products, and you have a little bit left over to be able to share with a couple of people. That entry point is $330. I mean, literally what somebody spends on cable TV over a period of 90 days. And they can launch a business. Now, because we know others are more focused on creating significant income, we have two builder systems. One is called the Builder One. It's simply a doubling of the personal system, therefore it's $660. But it comes with additional benefits. Our builder system, the company provides you with additional free products in the form of samples to make it easy to sample out the product. You'll get 50% more product than the actual cost of that order. So certainly a better bang for the buck. Our builder systems also come with a 50% increase in your team commissions, which is the largest portion of our income. So in the early days of starting your business, you will actually be able to make half again as much money as those of us that have been in longer. And frankly, that's the time you need to make the most money, is when you're just getting started in your business. So we have a Builder 1 system. Our Builder 2 system is simply a doubling of Builder 1, but it enhances the amount of product as well as the time you get that 50% increase. Up to 6 months, you'll be able to make half again as much money for building your business. Now, what I want to do now is I'm going to go up to Alberta, Canada. We have Candace Kitchen. You've heard Candace's name because Dee Dee, our first speaker, was actually introduced by Candace. Candace has truly become part of Zika royalty. She's a stay-at-home mom. She has 4 girls she homeschools, all under the age of 10, and yet working in a small rural community, utilizing a simple duplicatable system that we have in place. She has been able to build over the last couple of years a 6-figure residual income from home. And Candace, appreciate you taking a little bit of time out from the family to join us on the call this evening. Can you take a couple of minutes and maybe share with the folks why you made a decision to get involved in Zika and the impact it has had on you and your family's life over the last couple of years?
I'd love to do that, and thank you so much, Fred, for having me on tonight's call. But thank you very much for your amazing leadership that you provide to everyone in your organization and throughout Zika. It's a real pleasure to be a part of your group. And thank you very much, Dee Dee, for your kind words tonight. It is wonderful to be able to hear somebody that you've sponsored come onto these calls and to be able to share their stories. There's nothing more meaningful than hearing things like that. As a lot of people have heard, I am a homeschool mom, and I've been doing this now actually for 5 years. And at that time, I came into the company with a Builder 2 system, and you're going to hear a lot about the packages that are offered by this amazing company. But the reason why I came in with the Builder 2 was because of the samples that I was able to give out to the people that I was introducing. And, having my children at home, I was only able to do this on a part-time basis. But it was because of those simple duplicatable systems that the company offers, that makes such a big difference. And when you're able to follow these systems, you can build your business on a very fast basis. It's just great. One of the things I like to tell people is a little bit about my story. I have been with 5 years, but the biggest part happened is 3 years ago, my husband actually lost his job. He was in the oil field, and at that time, a lot of people were losing their jobs. And he was actually unemployed for about 5 months there. What had happened is that Zika, we were lucky to have that income coming in, and we didn't have those worries that a lot of other families had. It was that income that changed our lives, to be honest. It's because of the residual income afterwards that we were able to do the family trips that we only dreamed about. We were able to do things, a lot of families dream about, but at the same time we could help others. It's not just about what we did for our family, but what we could do for the other people around us and the people around the world that we're wanting to help with this income. One of the things that is going on right now, and all of you, wow, that have taken the opportunity to be on tonight's call. It is such a dynamic time to be introduced to this company. They've got a cross-country corporate tour that is going to be taking place. They have amazing promos that you've been hearing about, but they have tools like these calls. They have the top leaders in the company that are out to help you, and they're doing that by promoting these calls and helping you build your successful businesses. So, Fred, one of the things that people ask me is, well, what do you do for a living? And I always tell them that I'm living my dream and I'm living my life unlimited.
Well, Candace, you really epitomize what the Zija story is all about. The ability to develop on a part-time basis, a home-based business, something that doesn't disturb your lifestyle, but can actually enhance it. And, congratulations to you, Candace. You've done a tremendous job, and you're certainly one of the top leaders in our company. Thank you for joining us on the call.
Thank you so much, Fred.
And ladies and gentlemen, certainly this evening we've gone through quite a bit of information in a very short period of time. In closing, I want to do two things. First, those of you that are invited guests, I'm going to ask you to get on the phone as soon as we're through and get back with the person that invited to be on this call. Find out what do you need to do. If you've heard something that's resonated with you, all I can share with you is that those of us that have been around for a while, like people like myself and Candace, we are starting to see the very beginnings of what's referred to as the momentum stage in our industry. The top income earners in our company have not even heard of Zija. Over the next 12 to 24 months, this is the formulation time. This is where you get a chance to be in before the masses join Zija. And so get back with the person who invited you to be on the call, get your question answered, and get involved. Make a decision to start the rest of your life today. And then secondly, I want to invite you, for those of you that make that decision to get involved with us, I want you to join us on Saturday morning. Saturday morning is going to be a very unique opportunity. We're going to have Mr. Paul Lovato. He's one of our top trainers in Zija International. He's achieved the emerald level of our compensation plan. He is going to be conducting a fast start training to teach you step by step how to launch your business and how to get into profitability in a reasonable amount of time. In some cases, like the people who've heard this evening, in literally as short as a week or two, you can recoup all of that initial product purchase, go into profitability mode, and build a foundation of financial security and prosperity for yourself and your family and your loved ones. That call will commence promptly at 8 o'clock in the morning Saturday, this upcoming Saturday. That's 8 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. That's 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out the call. One last thank you to my guest speakers that joined us this evening. We certainly appreciate you taking time to share your experience with our guests. I'm going to open up the lines, close out the call. Thank you for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the Saturday morning Fast Start training. The lines are open.
Great call, Fred. Fred, Georgia.
Hey, Terry, Atlanta, Georgia. Thanks, Fred.
Thanks for your call. See you last week, Belleville, Georgia. Debbie Conley in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thanks, Fred. Thank you. Thank you.